In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of the program. I am your host, Gavin Mitchell, and we're so glad you found the program on your mobile device, computer, or whatever medium you are listening to us in. Towards the end of the show, I have an article written by Matt Walsh. He is a contributor for The Blaze, and man, this guy is good. I am a big fan of Matt Walsh. And I always like it when conservatives take the arguments of the left and fire back. You're not going to want to miss that. That's coming up in segment 4. But I want to start with emails. And more now than ever, my gosh, do emails seem to dominate the headlines and the discussions, especially when it's around Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. It kind of makes sense because in the here and now that we live in, we've even termed the United States Postal Service and a good old-fashioned handwritten letter with a stamp as snail mail. It takes too long because emails can be there instantaneously. We write tens, if not hundreds of emails a day, maybe receive the same amount. It has become one of our main forms of communication, that and text. Even the traditional telephone has gone the way of snail mail. Having a conversation with someone is something of the past. And so emails are important. And we work under this assumption that emails are secure, that no one can get to them. They're private. As long as you send it to the right person and not the wrong person, you're good to go. That's faulty. That's false. We know that Google monitors our emails to some degree if you use Gmail. We know that the government has a right to tap in to your communications if you're a suspected terrorist. And any hacker worth their salt can definitely get to your email unless you are a part of some type of group or have security set up that is uncommon, to say the least. And if you look at what goes on at the Pentagon, that is uncommon security. The government servers are uncommon, and they still get hacked from time to time. There's over 100,000 attempts. And so to assume that email is safe is faulty. And that's if you do everything correctly. When you botch it like Hillary Clinton does, that adds a whole nother layer of troublesome probabilities, does it not? When you set up a homebrewed server to communicate with your staff members and others, you become as vulnerable as you or I do, or are, rather. My email could be gotten by anybody that knows what they're doing when it comes to hacking. It's not hard. Moreover, I know I'm being watched. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm on the terror watch list at this point. with the amount of research and the type of research I do. And it's all for this program and what we do around the show and the brand. But I'm positive that I have thrown up red flags across certain government entities because I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's in that ISIS magazine so you and I can have a conversation about it. But I digress. I'm vulnerable. I know it. I'm not saying that any guy walking down the street can get to my email. That's not true. You do have to have some sophistication. But most people with ill intent have the wherewithal and the capabilities to do that if that's their field. And so what Hillary Clinton did was leave this prominent security system, this elaborate security system that the federal government has put in place because they're constantly being hacked by all different types of entities, whether they're terrorist groups, lone hackers, anonymous, foreign countries. They're constantly being attacked. She left that security, which is better than most. I'm not going to say it's the best because I will argue till I am blue in the face that the government is not the best talent out there. People don't go work for the government because they're the best in their field. If you're the best in the field, you go to where the money is at, and it's not in the government. And that's no knock to anybody that works in the government. That's just kind of a fact. Look at any field. Anybody that was top of their class and top notch, they didn't go work for the government. It's kind of the leftovers. It's kind of the people that value security more than, say, fiscal independence, economic independence, economic prosperity, whatever you'd like to tag it as. So Hillary Clinton leaves that secured vault, if you will, and sets up a server in which her email runs through in her home that is as vulnerable as your or my email. Now, the problem here isn't necessarily that she had a server in which she was communicating. The problem here is that what she was passing through that server, lives were at stake. National security was at stake. We are more vulnerable, and Americans have died and could potentially die because she did that. And people went after it, people found it, and people got it. Ask Guccifer. He says he has it. It's just the FBI doesn't have the jurisdiction to go into Russia or wherever and get it. But he's got it. It's that simple. Then we have the DNC. They pushing emails that are racially charged, that are religiously charged, that admit to being in the can for Hillary, that admit to playing the media, not just with Jedi mind tricks, but literally playing the media, driving the conversation, pitching questions, striking others, sending copy before it reaches an editor's desk for approval from the DNC. All of that, we know it. Emails, when they're unsecure, you have to assume that people are going to read it if you're in those positions. If you are somebody that has something to say that other people would like to hear, like the chairman of one of the major political parties in this country, or any subordinate thereof that is in the inner workings, you might want to be cautious. Because when a piece of it was found out and leaked by WikiLeaks, it cost the chairman her job. It was that serious. And a couple others, mind you. It fractured the Democratic Party more so than it was. And I would argue now it is more fractured than the Republican Party. And going into the conferences, we were worried about the unity of the Republican Party. That was a major concern. That's how bad it was. And the Democratic Party is much more fractured now. You have to assume people are going to read these. I don't know if Hillary Clinton and the left have learned their lesson yet or not. The problem is that WikiLeaks has hinted that they are going to release some more emails here very soon, and they have alluded to the fact that it talks about the Clinton Foundation and all the debauchery that goes on there. And I guarantee it reveals ties between her work at the State Department, maybe contracts awarded, and the Clinton Foundation, and that using the same personnel and talent to run both, it's going to be problematic. But the DNC is incredibly worried. But what I find ironic is I'm actually on Fox News, and they are citing the New York Times, which we know what the New York Times is. It's a liberal rag. It's trash. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. But they cite the New York Times, and they keep referring to a Russian cyber attack, That fear reportedly comes from as officials with knowledge of a Russian cyber attack that targeted Democratic politicians. I thought we made it pretty clear, at least WikiLeaks did and Assange did, that it's probably not the Russians. He didn't come out and say it. He didn't say, hey, it wasn't the Russians, because he won't reveal his source. But at the very time he says we're not going to reveal our source, but hey, there was this random guy who worked for the DNC that was shot in the back in a quote, and I'm using air quote, robbery, and we're concerned now that our sources fear for their safety. And we're putting $20,000 out there on top of what's already out there. If somebody has some information about this that leads to a conviction, we're in. Why would you get engaged like that and hint at those things that after this random, and he was a kid, he was in his 20s, this random kid gets shot in a robbery, WikiLeaks is concerned about the safety of their sources. You have to be able to read between the lines here and understand that this wasn't the Russians. The Russians may have it. They may have also gotten it. But what Assange and WikiLeaks are letting out came from this kid who worked for the DNC. And we've seen what's in these emails. We've seen them talk about, well, let's call Bernie Sanders out, one of our candidates. Let's hang him out to dry in these southern states and ask him directly whether he is an atheist or a Jew, because the Southern Baptists will care. That may or may not be right, but that's not a position the arbiter takes. They were in the bag for Hillary. It was rigged. They talked about playing the media. They talked about capturing the Hispanic consumer. I mean, it's baffling to me what they did. But now there are rumors that there are more emails coming, and that this release will be bigger than the first one, because the DNC is scrambling, trying to figure out what could they have gotten, how much did they get. Because remember, the best and brightest doesn't work for the government, and they don't have people that can get this done. The estimation is that more than 100 party officials had their emails hacked. This is unbelievable. And my question to you is, with all that was released in the first batch, what could possibly be in the second batch that they're concerned about? Because with the first batch, what they did is they validated these emails. They didn't argue that we didn't write that. They didn't argue that, oh, well, that's not true, or you're only getting pieces of it out of context. None of that. They tried to pivot and blame Donald Trump for conspiring with Vladimir Putin, and they wanted espionage and all of this garbage. They didn't dodge it, deny it, be vague about whether, nothing. It was them. It was absolutely them. Now, sources have told Fox News, and this happened last month, that the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee was hacked as well. And this is a fundraising entity. It's just a subordinate and a separate entity, a spinoff for the DNC to raise money for down ticket candidates. I just want to know what is in these emails that they are so worried about. The article reads, groups tied to the Democratic Party reportedly have been going through files and emails to see what may have been compromised and also have been beefing up cybersecurity defense. Well, it's a little late for that, isn't it? It's a little late, but to me, this underscores the seriousness. And I'm not just going to take a shot at the Democrats. I'm not just going to take a shot at Hillary Clinton. The world is changing, and it is changing quickly. 10 years ago, if I told you you had a cell phone that you could see the other person when you spoke, you had a cell phone that you could access any bit of information anywhere in the world at any time, would you have believed me? I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have believed me maybe 20 years ago. But the world is changing at an accelerating rate. And if you don't understand how precious knowledge is and information, then you do not belong out there in politics. You do not belong in public service, because information is the currency. It is what makes or breaks people. It's what wins wars. It's what saves economies. It's everything. Information is everything. And if you have sensitive information and you don't go above and beyond to protect it, you are setting yourself up to fall. Now, look, we see this coming from the DNC. We see their tone. We see their actions. We see what they truly think about people and how it's counter to the message they send the public. We've seen the way they behave behind closed doors. You know, I don't know if you have a Jimmy John's where you're at, but Jimmy John's is a sandwich shop, and there are a lot of them across the country. And literally, you can go in and order, and before you get your change from paying, your sandwich is ready. They have this slogan, freaky fast, and it is freaky fast because you're getting your change and your sandwich is sitting there, and they didn't start making it till you ordered. Now, whether the cashier's slow playing you a little bit, that's a possibility, but it doesn't seem extraordinary slow. It doesn't seem like it's out of place. It is freaky fast, and they're not bad sandwiches. But they have all these signs that some of them are kind of funny, some of them aren't. And the sign I'm referring to right here is there is a sign, at least in the Jimmy John's I go to before the Saturday show, that said, it's from the founder of Jimmy John's. And he said, this is 15 things it took me most of my life to learn. And on my 50th birthday, I want to share them with you. And one of them said, if someone is nice to you but mean to the waiter, believe them, because that's who they really are. And that's what the DNC is. Out front, they're going to be nice to you. Yes, we care. Oh, we care so much about you Hispanics that we're going to give you amnesty and we're not going to throw you in jail or deport you. We wouldn't want to break up your family, even though you've broken the federal laws. We care about you. But then you turn around and you read this email that calls them a consumer group, and they talk about a brand strategy to capture and retain that loyalty. That's not someone who cares about you. They talk to the gays. Oh, we love y'all. We're LGBT supporters. We're even going to let the T part of it go into whatever bathroom you want. We're there for you. But when an LGBT nightclub gets shot up by somebody higher on the list, the narrative changes a little bit, doesn't it? And so that they speak this great speak when they're on the stage and they're on the stump, but when you get behind closed doors, you begin to realize who they really are. And they're racists. They're wanting to expose people on religion, even though they don't believe in any type of religion, unless it's Islam, apparently. They're not there for the African American communities when they find out an illegal alien kills a young man. We talked about all this. But it's this two-faced narrative. They'll say whatever they need to in public, but behind closed doors, that's what those emails exposed. And with all we know from the first one, I just want to know what is in this second batch that is so much worse than the first batch that has them panicking. What is there left to know? Well, Assange and WikiLeaks have promised we will know here in a couple weeks that it's coming. And my gosh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. There was a Monmouth poll launched, and it talked about the biggest threat for the United States. What is the biggest threat to the United States? The results in the discussion next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the blue-collar professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you would like to connect with me or anyone at the program, whether it's Ron or whoever, you can find us on the web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime you would like, Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com. And we are on Twitter at The GM Show. And I want to take a moment and remind you that tomorrow, Saturday, at 4 p.m. Eastern, we are going to launch the 3-hour live show through Spreaker from the Cumulus Studios here in Dallas. And it is going to be a 3-hour live show. And what we are wanting to do with this is take it and turn it into a demo show. It's going to have traffic, weather, breaks, the whole 9 yards. And a demo show to see if we can't find a Monday through Friday home for the Gavin Mitchell Show. Well, what does that mean for you? Well, one, it means you get an extra 3 hours of radio from the Gavin Mitchell Show Saturday at 4 o'clock. But also, we are going to open up the phone lines, and I will give you the number on the show, but I sure would appreciate it if you would give us a call, weigh in. If we could get flooded with calls, it would make the show that much better. And so I guess I'm asking a favor from you, my loyal listener, or my first-time listener, whatever you may be. Tune in Saturday if you got some time. Go to Spreaker.com, search The Gavin Mitchell Show, and it will be the live show playing. You won't miss it. It'll start at 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you wouldn't mind picking up the phone and giving us a call and weighing in on whatever topic we're talking about, it sure would mean a lot to me, because we are trying to grow our footprint, trying to grow our offering. And that's step one to getting to where we want to go. Well, that's not true. It's like step 6, but it's the next step. So all that said, that's where we're at, 4 p.m. Saturday, Spreaker.com, and search The Gavin Mitchell Show. So Monmouth launched a poll, and they want to know what they were asked, participants, 803 registered voters, which we've talked about polling. We talked about surveys. That's enough if they're truly random to get a good feel for what the population thinks. So I'm happy with these numbers as long as they're truly random. But they asked participants which of 6 options made them feel the most threatened, right? And before we get into the options or the results or anything like that, that's a pretty strong question, because there are a lot of worries on a lot of people's mind. I know there's a lot of worries on my mind. I'm sure there's a lot of worries on your mind. I am constantly worried about work. And I'm not just talking about the things at work. I'm worried about having a job. What is the economy going to do? Am I going to lose it? I'm not to a point in life where I can lose my job and be okay. I need that income to continue to get to where I'm going. So that is a concern. It's a real concern. I'm worried about the safety of me and my family and the members of this country, whether it's terrorist or crime. I'm worried about that, because it seems to be in these liberal ran cities that crime's just out of control. Look at Chicago. And where does that go next? Right here in Dallas, we have officers being executed on the street. So I'm worried about that. I'm worried about ISIS, because if we would have just dealt with them the proper way from the get-go, we wouldn't be in this dilemma. If we would have had a proper plan in Syria and Libya and Iraq, and not just pulled out for political sake and toppled regimes so we can get some clout going into an election, we'd be in a different position. So I'm worried about that a lot. I'm worried about social issues, because I truly believe that, and not to get too churchy on you, but we seem to be a nation running from God. And if you've read the Bible at all, you see what God does to those countries. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about my nieces and nephews going into the bathroom and seeing a grown man in there my nieces, or a grown woman, and not understanding. I'm worried about the loophole that creates for true predators. I'm worried about right being so I'm worried about a lot of things. And I'm worried that if Hillary Clinton gets into the White House, that this snowball is going to keep rolling downhill. And so I guess if you ask me, what is the biggest concern? It's not that it's necessarily the most important for my safety or my job immediately, but the long-term effects, and I'm worried about a lot of things. and rerouting what's going on are directly affected. And to me, the biggest threat to this country right now is Hillary Clinton, because she's not going to change anything that Barack Obama is doing. She's going to compound it. Look at the refugees. Barack Obama wanted to bring in 10,000. She wants to bring in 550% of that. That's startling to me. Right? And we know what comes along with that. Never mind the social issues. Never mind the Supreme Courts. Never mind illegal immigration. To me, that's the biggest threat because it has the most tentacles. As far as immediate safety, ISIS is the answer. Right? I mean, they're indoctrinating people and having them that are already injected into societies. I mean, you don't have to sneak them through some visa or some border. They're local. So there's no injection of this terrorist. They're there and they indoctrinate them. And so you never really know where it's coming from in that situation. And we're so worried about being called racist that we don't report things when we see them to the police. Why? Because of exactly what happened just outside of Dallas and Irving with Clockboy. Somebody reported what they saw, and now they're getting sued. And Clockboy's a national hero. He's getting invited to the White House. It's a grand time for him. But he did, the teachers did exactly what the president demanded be done after we found out what happened in San Bernardino. The hypocrisy is overwhelming. But this poll, this is baffling to me. So of the 803, 61% said ISIS is the big risk. Said that they feel their way of life is personally threatened by ISIS. Makes sense, right? If you're just looking for one immediate threat, I think that's the one we would all go with. It's the one I would go with. But it's the next two that are baffling to me. 54% said Trump threatens them directly. 43% said they feel threatened by Hillary Clinton. I don't have an explanation for that unless you are someone who is capitalizing on these liberal policies, unless you are a transgender, unless you are an illegal alien, unless you are a Syrian refugee. That would mean that Donald Trump would directly threaten your way of life, wouldn't it? But if you're just a good, hardworking American, I don't understand how that works. 38% said they felt threatened by the policy of the Democratic Party, and 28% said they feel threatened by illegal Mexican immigrants. Well, Kate Steinle's family sure did, don't they? Whether they saw it coming or not, they sure do now. 13% said that the American electorate have a great deal of trust, and 47% have a fair amount of trust in the American people to make the right choice when it comes to the president. Only 13% of people feel they have a great deal of trust, and just under half feel they have a fair amount of trust. Well, I hate to rain on their parade, but whoever the American people select is the right person. It's that simple. It is that simple. Hey, so we've got this presidential race. We've talked about it. We see that people are threatened by both candidates. But for some reason, it appears that Donald Trump is sliding among Hispanics. I'm going to tell you why that's such a big shock to me next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills, and you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
So, Fox News took a poll, and there's no magic number to 803. I'm just going to tell you now, surveying 803 people, it's not like there's a magic number there. But just like the Monmouth poll, they polled 803 people from August 7th to August 10th, which closed, 2 days ago? And they've calculated the results. The question is, Latino voters, who are they going to vote for? And the poll found that 66% of registered Latino voters would vote for Clinton. And for Trump, the number is 20%. So there's a 46% swing here. And that gap has actually widened since May by 7 points. And I am baffled by this. And let me tell you why. I understand why the Latino community may not be for Trump, because he wants to build a wall. And he said that Mexico doesn't send us their best and brightest. They send us their drug dealers, murderers, rapers, so on and so forth. A lot of truth to that. That's not all that comes over here, but there is a lot of truth to that. And the fact of the matter is, building a wall and controlling immigration, whether it's a fictitious wall or a literal wall, is something Americans want. They're tired of having their jobs stolen by somebody who's not supposed to be in the country. We're tired of innocent young ladies like Kate Steinle being murdered by people who shouldn't be here. And don't say, oh, well, Gavin, you're such a racist. The vast majority of these illegal immigrants don't do that. I don't care. One is too many because they shouldn't be here to begin with. There is a right way to do it. And I've had a pretty animated argument over this with an immigration attorney. And my response is, get in line. Their response was, well, it takes 14 years to get through that line. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it takes 14 years. I'm willing to have a discussion on reform and reforming the immigration process to where doing it correctly doesn't take so long. But I'm not willing to just forget the fact that people broke the law to get here. Now, these are registered voters, and I am very adamant about this. This should be a members-only club. You should not be able to vote in the United States if you were not a United States citizen. What kind of lunacy is that? I don't care if you're here on a visa and you've been working for 5 years. If you're not a citizen, you don't get to vote. But that's not the case. And so this poll of these registered Latino voters, they may or may not be illegal immigrants. Don't let me sway you. Because remember our good buddy Governor Brown out in California? They have that whole debacle where if you can get a driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote. And there are no requirements to get a driver's license except pass the driving test. You don't have to be a citizen. So illegal immigrants have the opportunity to vote in a lot of places in this country. I don't understand how that's right. I don't understand. Now, the write-up over this Fox News poll says on immigration, which has been one of the main points of contention between Trump and the Latino community, pardon me, Latinos believe that Clinton is better suited to take on the task of improving the country's immigration system by a whopping 58-point spread, 73-19. Well, of course they think that, because what is Hillary Clinton's policy? Come on over, we'll give you the house. You can take the education, it's free of charge. Healthcare, you betcha. You want a job, we got you. What about the citizens? What about them? That's Hillary Clinton's immigration policy. Just kick the doors wide open. And instead of having people, as they come through, hold the door and pass on, she's just going to prop them open. Of course, those that utilize this broken system, that exploit the holes in it, of course they're going to support the one that allows them to get away with it. Look, I'm not questioning the motives of some of these people that come over illegally. I'm sure the vast majority just want to give their families a better life. I get it. I do. And I am empathetic. But either we are a land and a country of laws or we are not. We don't get to pick and choose which ones we enforce. That's not how this works. I'm baffled. Of course, the Latino vote will run from Trump. Now, that's not all Latinos. There are some American citizens that are Latinos that love this country, that care about this country, that understand the rule of law is important. It's a part of who we are. And they like Trump, at least relative to Hillary. Trump is a no-brainer for them, because they've fallen in love with this land of opportunity as well. And if you think that the fight to regain this being a country that is planted firmly and only with no overhang on the Constitution, and that's where this country stands, and that we reshape this to be a country of laws If you think that moment's past, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong, because we're going to fight until we have no fight left in us. And I'll do it from right here behind this microphone, and I'll do it wherever I need to go. We are not done. This election's important. And this is one of those things you have to understand what you're looking at. Of course, Latinos support Clinton. That's where their bread's buttered. But we've proven, and the reason this is such a shock to me is that email that talks about the Hispanic being a consumer group, not people with families and feelings. They got to find a way to capture and retain that consumer group. That's all it's about. Votes. And I'm getting so worked up I can't speak, and that's a problem when you have a radio show. But if you listen to what they say, and then you listen to how they act, they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything but getting in power and staying in power so they can line their pockets. And they make sure they keep their foot on your throat so you cannot get up, and you need them, because that's how they stay in power. And if the Latino population doesn't wake up to this and understand that that's all they're after, evidenced by that email, do you think a vice president nominee speaking Spanish does it? It doesn't do it for me. It's all about illegal immigration. That's what this poll's about. And because they don't come right out and spell it and add commentary, because it is a journalistic piece, you've got to put the pieces together. But I guarantee the Clinton News Network, MSLSD, ABC, they're not going to give it to you. You got to get it right here. And that's what we're doing. Hey, up next, this is one of those stories that I am baffled by. Trump caves. And I'm a little disturbed by this. We got some news from Texas, and then that Matt Walsh article, I promise you, all next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Hey, if you were looking for the show through the week, you can find us on our flagship station on the internet, Red Nation Rising Radio. That's at rednationrising.us. That's powered by Conservative Radio Network. You can find us on KLRN, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, Sackheads Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com. And fellas, you know how much I appreciate you including us in your offer, and it means the world to us, and don't ever think I take it for granted for a second. You can also find us on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And then tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, you can find us on Spreaker.com for 3 hours. And then we have our normal Saturday night offering. But I am up against the clock, and I've got to hustle here. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save that Matt Walsh article for tomorrow at 4 p.m. So tune in on Spreaker, and we'll get it there. It's worth it, I'm telling you, and I just don't have enough time to do it justice. But what I do want to talk about in the time we have left is the fact that Trump is giving in. This isn't who we voted for, right? This isn't the guy the people wanted. They wanted the guy that stood up against pressure and shot the finger. Well, all that backlash about there not being women on his economic team, he has added 8, and they were not on the original team. I understand trying to be presidential. I get it. I understand trying to compromise and being more or less outlandish. But that's not the answer. If those 8 women weren't good enough to make the cut originally, they're not good enough. It's that simple. I don't care if they're men or women, green, yellow, black, or white. If they didn't make the first cut, they shouldn't be there. Now, I want to go out to Pearland, Texas real quick, because there is a 4-year-old girl. A 4-year-old girl that is a transgender kid on her way to kindergarten, and her mom is throwing a fit because Pearland said, no, you don't get to use the bathroom you want. You get to use the bathroom that your sex says on your birth certificate. And that is fantastic. Well, the mom's throwing a fit. Well, when my 3-year-old son says, I just want to kill myself and I've always been a girl, they don't know any different. We know for a fact that the head of psychology for Johns Hopkins University for many years studied this in depth and said genderism, whatever that word is, being transgender is a mental disorder, and it should be treated as such. And if you coddle transgender kids and give them what they want, let them dress like the opposite sex, hormones even, it's tantamount to child abuse. Well, the Pearland ISD superintendent said this, in my personal opinion, this is one more example of unconstitutional interference and social engineering by the federal government. When the Supreme Court redefined marriage and invented new constitutional rights, the door was open for redefining all social norms, now including executive branch dictates about bathroom and locker room rules in local school. It is astonishing to watch the flip-flop by leaders who 10 years ago strongly endorsed traditional marriage. A hostile vocal minority now runs the country. And he goes on to say, unless we return to a biblical basis on which our nation's laws were established, we're in serious trouble and cannot accept God's continued favor. Man, that is dead on. I couldn't have said it better myself. Hats off to that guy. As that's going to do it this week. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, Spreaker.com, search The Gavin Mitchell Show. Please be a part of it. We're still doing the 8 o'clock p.m. show, Central Time on KLIF. But in the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. For the great Ron Phillips, I'm Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.